Okay. So we're writing for 2 minutes. Hey, you can mute yourself if you. All right. And stop. So count all your words now. How many? So you count how many and how many words and what we're looking for. It's not right or wrong, but if it's less than 17, that maybe the subject for you is you're not aware of it, like you're not really understanding it, or maybe you're an introvert and you have a hard time to express yourself. If the average is 20, 22, 24 is average. If it's more than that, that means you're really, really, really um, process that a lot in your head. You have a lot of neuron patterns already towards that subject. So clean piece of paper, and we're gonna take our Sharpies, and first we're gonna do the composition. And then we're gonna go to the process of making it step by step. So in a Lionsgate, I think I have this drawing every year, but this year I felt that we as people, we're not only participants and receivers of new energies and new codes. I don't know why, it's my feeling. You don't have to agree with it, but I feel that this year is special and we like stars, we're getting born. And that's why um, I'm going to draw ourselves as a star, but we're going to start from Earth. So if we can do this, this is Mother Earth. And we're going to just draw a line like that. So it's a big circle, right, over here. But we're just going to do this like that. And we can run few neural lines just to get connected, to feel the power and support of the planet we are on. So you can just run few lines and maybe say your gratitude, because we are on this earth as humans, our human experience we're having on this planet, and we're in it together. And as you have few lines, you don't need to do many lines, but few lines, then you just around. If you see any corner, you just round.
Marina, I can't really see. Are some of them crossing?
Yes, some of them
Okay.
are crossing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Can you put it a bit higher? Because it's in the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't know why my camera goes out of. So yes, just to feel and reflect how you're feeling. Like just notice what is happening in your body, what thoughts you're having, how you feel. Are you feel happy? Are you feel nervous? Are you feel frustrated? And yes, thank you for telling me what's best for you. Please don't hesitate if you don't see something or if you're not understanding something, or you just tell me, help me. So this is the Earth. In the middle, our next object or subject is going to be us. So what we're going to do, just so you understand, we're going to be in the center and there are going to be two more objects on the side. So just for your composition, you're going to just feel around and do circle. And this circle will represent you. And from that circle, you're going to draw triangles. So it basically will look like a star. And each triangle is going to be those things that you won or you wrote in your paper. Not all of them, but the major points. And don't do more than 9, because our mind, our conscious can only handle 7 plus minus 2. So just to show you how it's going to look, here is my, and then I'll just do something like that. You basically do the star, you know. There's no right or wrong, whatever feels right. And Once you have a sketch, you can start neurograph this with Neuroline. And again, if there's any angles or corners, you around. Also, I feel like I'm going to be receiving today, so I would just feel like doing the spiral inside that comes to the center of me. So my and as you draw through the star, you think of, I suggest you think of whatever you feel like, but maybe three major things. People are happy when three major things are in balance in their lives. It's finances, it's relationship, and it's their health. So as we draw, we think about those things and what we need. What we need because it's an amazing time, and the energies that come to Earth now and the way the Earth is changing. I think there is no more karma, no more the free will is back. We becoming creators, and we can create our life. And as you run the lines through your star, think of the future. What kind of life would you want to create? What is it in it? And not only think, but feel it. If you're struggling with your body, if it's health, what would it be if you have a healthy body? If you're struggling with finances, or maybe you don't know what's your next step in your career, or what do you want to do? Try to listen to yourself, because nobody knows, you know. All the answers are inside of you. You can run few lines, few narrow lines through your star as well. As you're thinking of those things, and don't be nervous, especially for those who are doing it first time. There is no right or wrong. The main thing is for you to see how you feel. Is anything changing? What do you feel? And as you complete your star, you can run few lines down to earth. And as we do that, think of all the things that no longer serve you. And it's not that we're trying to get rid of something bad, because I believe there's no good or bad. And some heavy things or things that, almost destroyed us to make us stronger, for whatever reason, they served their purpose. And with gratitude, we just want to let them go. Any blocks, anything, like sometimes we don't even realize that there's a lot of blocks that society, our parents, school, um, friends put it in our head. A lot of things that don't belong to us, or the way we were taught to think is actually on the way of our prosperity in various ways. So I would take the line and I'll just go like this. And I'll just bring it to the earth. So the earth takes it and transforms it into something else. But I'm grateful, but thank you. And no longer need this. If you know what you want to let it go, if you know your battles inside, you can think of them as well as you putting the line down.
Should we have to start with the line we already
You
draw?
can have new one, you can have the same. I'm trying to keep lines one on top of another
Okay.
because we're gonna have more lines coming and it's gonna become messy if we have too many. But whatever you feel like, if you really feel like a lot of lines, because all of us in the different stages, right? Some people ready to take off and some have a lot of heavy things that they really need to let go. So if you feel like you have, as many lines as you feel like, or you can go over and over the same line, that is fine as well. There's no right or wrong in this way. It's what feels right to you. And it's also, even though some of us think we are star seeds or we came from other planets or we are on something, our histories or past lives, but right now, right here, we're here. We are humans, we are on this planet. So let's ground ourselves also. With those lines, we stand solid on this earth because that's where we chose to come and we are here now and that's our life and we're going to experience. I don't believe we came here to suffer, and I think our mind does a lot of suffering for us. But if we can just connect to our true source inside, to that God sparkle inside of us, we'll be much happy and enjoy life much more than sometimes we do. And also, I'll remind you, what do you feel as you run those lines? Does anyone feel resistance or relief or nothing?
My son is a little frustrated. He thinks he's not doing it properly.
Well, we are all perfect in our own way. So if you can't do anything wrong, especially at the moment here, right now, there's nothing to be frustrated about. Just keep on drawing. It's all gonna come at the end. And now any lines that cross each other, we round, right? So the lines here that I connected to Earth, I round. The lines in between, I round. Everything that crosses and creates any corner, I round. Okay? The reason we round is because psychologically, any sharp corner is a danger for us or it's a conflict. And what we do by rounding everything, and since we are creating abundance for ourselves and we're working on the subject that is important to us, we want everything to go smooth. And so any conflict, any problem that can rise on that subject, we basically just secure it and smoothen it. And that's why it's important to round all the corners you see. Don't be lazy. Also, grounding is important because grounding, it's usually the first chakra, and first chakra is stability, is money, is it's our presence here that we're standing strong in our lives, in whatever we do. Okay, is everybody more or less done this part? So next part, we're gonna write star Sirius. Sirius is our spiritual sun. During the lion gates, it comes close to Earth and aligns itself. And I think many believe through that time, a lot of codes are being downloaded for our next year. And so over here, you can write it, whatever suits you, right or left, but I would do it over here. So here is going to be my series. And again, I feel like drawing a spiral, but starting from the center, because I want to receive everything that Sirius has for me. Okay. And here, I'm just gonna do some sun-like drawing. It's up to you how you wanna. And again, I'm just gonna round everything. So all the power, the star is turning around itself 23 times a minute. It creates huge, huge field, magnetic field. And when it comes close to Earth, it has a huge influence on us and on our planet. That's why maybe a lot of you feel so drained, because it's a bit much, not only emotionally, but physically for our bodies to adapt. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run some lines down from Sirius through me into the Earth. I'm going to do many of them on existing lines, just not to overload the picture, but it's again up to you. And it should be a neural line. Remember the neural line that we tried? So I'm starting here, and I'm just gonna go and run a few lines to bring the energy of the star, all the new codes, on all the downloads, all the new and improved me that can adapt, observe, and receive. Okay. And again, reflect how you feel. How do you feel? What do you feel? As you run those lines. I'm bringing that energy through me and into the earth. And I feel something start moving in me. Everything that is changing and we don't understand or don't feel, I ask to get absorbed into me, that on conscious or not conscious level, I understand and it integrates into me. And once you have enough your lines, you can start rounding any corners you see. You round. Think of all the spiritual growth. Think how amazing, what amazing time do we live now, huh? If before it took us so long to understand our life lessons, to understand what it's all about, now the information comes so fast. You ask a question inside, boom, there's an answer. You just have to listen and be tuned in, and it's all out there. And so is manifestations. Manifestations are only things that we like to have. You know, you just think about it and it appears in the most amazing way. Sometimes if you open and you're not stuck on the way your life has to be or where things has to come from, then life has plenty for you. It could come different ways as long as it comes, right? And what do you feel when you're rounding? Do you feel peace or you feel frustration? Anybody feeling frustrated as they have to round, or everybody's at peace? Usually it's peaceful. It relaxes, but
This time I'm feeling a release.
okay.
What does it mean if you're feeling frustrated? Like I feel like there's so many of them. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. When you start feeling frustrating, it's we are all different, right? So at different steps of this algorithms, we're gonna feel frustrated. For someone, it's hard to lose the ego and go outside or like get disappeared, you know. For some people, they want to control things and then like they're getting frustrated. So basically, it's a resistance. it could be not only through frustration, like an emotion, but it also could be in a physical body, like you over sudden start getting headache, or you know, something start hurting. It's a resistance that we are working through because we're creating new pattern, new way of thinking, new life, whatever you wrote there, you're creating in it. And the reason you didn't have it till now is because your old patterns are very deep and you don't know how to get out of them. So when you're trying to go different direction that you used to, it's not going to be that easy, you know? And for everyone, it's going to be different stages. For someone is this easy, and for someone, you know, something else is easy, but the other thing is difficult. So I have a lady who every time she drew a neural line, um, she had to go to the bathroom to throw up. She was very strong-willed lady, but that was like the most extreme person I ever see reaction like that, you know. And also trick is on this one, like I was telling you, if you do the lines, you can do over the existing lines too. Excuse me. So I brought the and received the energy of Sirius, and now I'm gonna draw our sun, our sun that keeps life on this planet, that keeps everything growing and alive. I'll do the same thing. I'll draw the sun, and in this one I feel just filling up with neural lines. And then once I do that, I'm gonna run the beams of light, the energy of the sun through myself all the way to the earth. The same what we did with this star, except on this side. So first, I just feel the sun with my neural lines, and I feel it. I feel the energy of the sun, the warmth, the power, the life of it. And don't forget that all your lines are need to be your neural lines. Now, the other reason why Neurographica works, because people are happy when they create. And all of us did some drawings when we were kids. All of us know how to do that, and it brings us to the side of our brain where it's where we use our creative side. And when we create anything, it makes us feel very happy. And if you feel frustrated around it, I know you don't believe me now, but later you will. Rounding is the only step in Neurographica that you cannot interrupt. You have to finish it. In general, it's good to finish your drawing when you started, but if you have to go somewhere and stop, always finish rounding first. And so now I'm done with my sun, and I'm bringing lines down through myself all the way into the earth. And get the energy of our amazing, powerful sun and all the warmth, abundance, creation that it brings with its light. A lot of lines, a lot of rounding. Who said the abundance going to be easy? I also associate sun with the action. A lot of us are dreamers. We want something, but we don't do it. We just dream about it, or we think about it. As the saying goes, if you need money, don't go meditate, go work, right? So, but so we still need to do the action. It's just with Neurographica, what we're doing, we making that whatever we need to do, we're making it easy. The way we look at it, we kind of open our tunnel vision and we look wider and we see more possibilities. One of my resolutions for this year is to, if I feel something, act on it. Don't wait. Don't put it till later. Act on it and do it. You feel like something? And I was actually practicing today. I went to the store and got something from one of my clients who worked there a long time ago. And I love the perfume I purchased, and I felt like sharing with her, and I just wrote to her. I don't know if she answers me, not whatever, but I felt so much joy, and I kind of knew that she will the one to get it. She will get it, what I'm going through. And I shared it, let it go and moved on. And I feel so happy. I don't, almost like I don't need anyone. I just go do what I feel, share what I feel, experience, feel it, and move on. And I love it. Expectations. Expectation, the other thing that makes us suffer. Because when we expect, I mean, if you expect something, you most likely will be disappointed. Especially if you expect something from another person, because they don't see the world the way you are. They're not gonna do things the way you think it needs to be done. And so there is always gonna be disappointment. But if we redirect that energy, that thoughts, that attention, instead of others, to ourselves, because where attention goes, the energy flows, right? Why sometimes we're so exhausted? Maybe we think too much about somebody else or something else and not enough in here in the present. Because if we put that thought and energy towards ourselves and what we need to do, we would feel so much better. It won't be just draining on someone else or somewhere else. And so I associate all this with the sun, the power of the sun. It gives me the energy. It gives me the abundance on earth. Basically, at the Sirius star, I look like more spiritual. And at our sun, I look more like physical and material. So when I run those lines, I remember all the things I wanna in this life, material things. You know, it could be finances, new car, new job, new career. We're almost close to the next part, which we're gonna start adding color. Finish rounding your corners. And then I'm gonna explain how do we use color in Neurographica. Also notice when you're gonna start color, notice if anything shifts inside. For me, when my eyes start seeing colorful things on my drawing, it always feel like expansion. If you know the meaning of the colors, you can use them, or you can use whatever you feel like. From what I know, Sirius is always blue to me, right? It's a blue star. Its energy is the way I see it and feel it, it's blue. The sun is the way I feel it, it's red, gold, it's action, right? So, but if your sun feels green to you, that's all right too. You know, you have to feel what feels right for you, because it's your drawing, your life. It's not something that you have to copy after me or someone else. And so I finished my composition. I'm gonna get my pencils, color pencils out. The only rule about color is you can see there's a lot of cell-like, right? Little cells, divided cells in a drawing. So you have to color them not like you do coloring book, not like, you know, inside, but you have to cross all the lines and connect at least two. It could be more than two, but at least two. What we do, we connect those neuron, how you call them? I forgot the word, but basically we connect two cells, right? So if I do it, see, here is one and here is one. So I basically just cross the line and I color like this. All right. I can go farther if I want, you know, and then when you color, you're gonna still run into places that you forgot to run. It's okay, you can just grab the Sharpie and around it. So I feel like making myself or my star turquoise. I lately really love this color. Also, if any of you knows spiral dynamics, in spiral dynamics, turquoise people are the people that are, it basically emotional grown-ups. You know, people that work independently very well, but work together well as well. And basically emotionally mature people. And I want to be that. I'm not there yet, but hey, I can draw myself like that, right?
Marina,
Yes,
can I show you something?
yes. Go ahead. I can see. Oh, cool. A lot of bright colors. Awesome. How do you feel? Do you like what you draw?
Yes.
Great. See, no worries. You're the artist. If you feel like that, so shall be it. Right?
Yes.
Awesome. Good job. If anybody starts adding color, reflect and notice if you feel any different than when you were rounding. And with my color, I also want to run some of that turquoise energy into the earth. So I'm just going to do some lines. You don't have to do that. At this point, with the colors, you're the artist. Whatever you feel, it goes. And it's also interesting. It's a little bit, you can do the diagnostics. I was thinking to start from the way we started, you know, from Earth, but I start from myself. I don't know what that means, but in my case, I'm happy because I've been neglecting myself for so long. I'm glad I put myself first, even if it's before the Earth. I hope the Earth doesn't get offended. And sometimes people ask if you have to remember what you're drawing about. I guess ideally that will be great, but sometimes you forget, you get into the process and you even forget what you're drawing about, and that's fine. It all gets recorded on subconscious anyhow. How's everybody doing? Anybody? Say something. Everybody's okay?
We're focused, so we're doing great.
Awesome. All good?
Ria's doing
I'm
great.
still rounding the corners.
All right. Round away, round away, round away.
Yeah, I did too many lines.
Yeah. I'm gonna be with you, Nancy. I'm gonna add more lines. This is just me, whatever, doing whatever. You don't have to repeat after me. I just wanna do more lines with the blue. It's not part of the program, it's just me. The more you draw, the more you learn how to start feeling yourself. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. That's how I was in the beginning. When I started doing Neurographica, there was ladies around me who were like, oh my God, I feel hot, I feel this, I feel that. And I'll be like, I feel nothing. And that usually happens, people who go through a lot of hard times, we tend to not feel because it's too painful, right? And so you stop feeling, and you kind of, when you do that, even as a child, if you have some, traumatic experience, and it's not that somebody did something bad to you, but for a child, anything could be traumatic, right? Even the tiny little thing could like leave a big impression. And so you get still and you stop, breathing or whatever. And if something unpleasant like that repeats, it becomes your habit. And then you go through life and you kind of don't feel anything. You're numb. And why I love Neurographica so much, that it gently helps you and brings you back to life. It gently reminds you and helps you to start feeling again, to start reflecting again, to start checking again how you feel. And slowly by slowly, you get better at it. And then with that ability, you start having a better life. Why? Because you start being tuned to yourself better. You don't numb yourself anymore. And then when somebody says something that you don't like, over a sudden you can like, actually, I don't like that. And I don't need to listen to that, or I don't need to do that. Or you just by yourself, you start instead of, because when it's our true desires, how do we know the difference between someone else's putting something in our head or if it's truly ours? It's if we tell ourselves we should, it's someone else's. When we tell ourselves I want, then it's truly ours, right? So when we really want something, we don't deny ourselves. We just go ahead and do it, and we listen to ourselves instead of suppressing it or giving excuses or something, right? And also, sometimes we don't even know it happens. When I start doing Neurographica, I actually start being up. First, I start being super nervous. All I want is just go somewhere up in the mountain, draw, and that everybody leave me alone. But during that time, what I didn't realize, it was almost like a cleansing happening. I was releasing stuff and it was all coming out. I just didn't know how to deal with it. And one day I was reading article about something unpleasant and that remind me of some situation, and I just started crying. And it was very strange feeling. I was completely calm in my mind, but physically something was coming out of me in tears, and it lasted just few seconds, less than a minute, but it was so powerful. And that's when I understood that I'm slowly releasing something, probably the emotions that I've been trying to hide for a long time. So I'm saying all that, if something like that happens to you, don't be scared. It's normal. It's fine. It's a good thing. Just breathe and let it pass. It's funny. I thought I would be feeling a lot of energy, but I feel very calm. And sometimes just step away and look at your drawing and okay, now I move away and I looked and I added that blue and I feel, now I start feeling the energy. I feel the excitement, all these lines. Anybody has any questions?
I wanted to share something because I did a Neurographica Friday at the retreat,
Yeah?
and even though it was a completely different subject,
Uh-huh.
I noticed that in all my relationships, I'm a lot more calm and like I used to be more impulsive in my communication and react.
Mhm.
And now I feel I can give myself time to think and to respond in a way that's in alignment with my heart.
Mhm.
And I was really surprised by a way that I dealt with a professional situation today.
Mhm.
I I honored a contract that I had, but I also changed it so that it worked for me, but it respected the contract.
Mhm.
And I ended up getting even more than what I wanted originally by like thinking about solutions that I would have never thought of before.
And you think that's Neurographica helped you?
I do because I'm 41 and I would have never done that. Like, and I took a lot of courses in my life on communication and all that, and I never had that instinct to deal with people in the way I've been dealing with them that makes me feel really powerful, but in a positive way, you know, not like
Yeah, yeah.
manipulative or
Yeah, I agree. It's great that you noticed that. Like I definitely wasn't like that. I didn't notice it till but many more drawings later. But it's true. I have a very fiery personality. I chop heads on right and left. And now when people, meet me, they're like, "Oh, you're so zen." And I think it's because, yeah, you slowly releasing. You know what Neurographica feels for me like? I it's here's true you, and you like a cabbage. You have so many things, so many leaves, so many things on top of you that is not yours. And what Neurographica did for me, it peeled off everything that didn't belong to me. And so I could be vulnerable and naked, but I feel comfortable and good and secure. I'm not like, I feel good because we all put all this on us because we're scared to be hurt or whatever, right? Our experiences of the world. But the more I draw, the more kind of I trust myself, which is a big thing. And once you trust yourself, it means you trust the world, right?
Mm.
And I truly believe that happiness is a choice. You have like a field of sorrow and field of happiness. And in every situation, it's your choice where you're going to go. Because if you train yourself on traumatic, focusing on trauma and this and that, you can train yourself doing the other way around. And it's very hard for us, but again, with Neurographica, it became very easy for me. If something bothers me, I draw it and I have a completely different outlook on the situation. And what's the best, it removes that uncomfortable feeling or bad feeling or the whatever, whatever it bothers you. Over sudden you feel light and happy. And when you feel happy, like who cares? Like you said, you become powerful, like invisibly, like it's all good. Olga, how are you doing? You always have interesting reactions. How's this one for you?
I feel very calm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, actually.
Oh, okay. More
It's
peaceful.
totally different feelings.
Yeah, I thought that would be like a lot of, but it's so calm. I don't know why.
Yeah.
What's going on? We're getting downloaded the calm codes. Everybody's like breathe in, breathe out. Nancy, did you finish rounding?
Yeah, I finished rounding. I'm
Adding color now? And you know, guys, you can add whatever color, like it doesn't have to be separated in colors and so on. It's truly, again, it's your drawing. It's whatever you feel like. The only thing I'll say, if you pick a color and it feels bad to you, stop it because it's only gonna get worse. So don't try to force yourself.
probably good color.
Marina, we can't see what you're drawing. We are on Pascal's site.
I'm sorry, what? You can see my drawing?
Yes, now we can see it. We were on Pascal's site. Yes, now we see you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. When you speak, then mute yourself because it's the settings are whoever speaks, it pops up.
Marina, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I know Friday you said that white is a color, so if we leave
Yeah.
something in,
White is a color too, so
Yeah.
you know, if you leave some things white, that's fine too. Did your boys disappeared? Natalie. Oh, okay. Hello.
oh, sorry, my boy? Oh,
Wait.
Another boy.
I see one is there.
no, which one? Oh, no, he's here, he didn't run away yet.
Okay. Yeah, he showed me.
He's committed.
Awesome. The more I step aside, like I'm in the process and I'm like, why I'm not feeling so much as I usually do. Now I step aside and that's when it kind of hits me. See if it work, if you can feel anything, see if it works for you. Like step aside and look at your drawing from the distance and see what you feel, if you feel anything.
This is a nice thing. Yeah, looks a lot like hers, actually. Thank you. Show her yours. Oh, it's not on you. Here, look, this is
Oh,
Jacques.
wow. Very nice. I love how we always draw the same thing, but everybody turns out to be different.
Mine. I only had a blue Sharpie, so that's why it's all blue.
Oh yeah, very nice. Okay.
I find it looks like when you look under a microscope, all the little cells.
Yeah, it looks very like a neurons or like cell.
Uh-huh.
Great.
I have a question.
Of course.
So I just happened to stumble upon this, like on an event on, on Facebook, and I was like, oh, let me click on that. So I've never done this. This is all new to me. I mean, I've done mandalas and coloring and things like that.
Mhm.
Is this something that you guys do like a group, like monthly, or is this like a teaching that you do? Can you give me just a little background?
Yes. This is a new method. It's maybe 9 years old, and it was created in Russia, but it's started getting popular now in around the world. And there's a lot of videos popping up on YouTube. The only thing I would say, watch out. Always make sure whoever you follow or you draw with is a official instructor of Neurographica. Instructors we have to study. And yes, rounding can be frustrated at the beginning, but then you get better at it. And then you can do it super fast. Now remember, the more you draw it, it becomes to feel like a magic, but it's really just a tool to help you to reach your goals, right? As we talked earlier about action, it's the tool to help you. It's not like you draw something and though it can happen in some, but still you have to do the action. So I'm almost done with my fill lines, and we come to the last part. Of our drawing. The fill lines is the wider lines of on your drawing, so they have to kind of stand out when you look at it, right? So you can see them going through. So the final the final step is we need to do fixation. Fixation is something like your final result. It's whatever everything you wanted and wrote in your subject. Remember subject and all the words and that you wished for. It happened. It's complete. And usually we do it as a circle somewhere where it can stand out. It's also done with the thicker line. But in this drawing, I suggest you, since the star is born, you do it yourself. You emphasize the star. So you take a marker and you just make a thicker lines of the star. So that would be our fixation. Everything we ask for, everything we intend to have and complete, receive, and desire and accomplish is within our star. And we make it our fixations. And of course, everything you crossed, you have to round. So when we look at the drawing, two things gonna stand out, the field lines and the fixation, which is our star. I can't, I keep trying to see how I feel, and I truly, usually feel so much energy and excitement, and I feel so at peace. This is so unusual, but this is the energies tonight, I guess.
Yeah, it's a complete different energy from last time.
Yeah, yeah, every time it's different, but it's just I have a, speaking of expectations, right? I thought, because I remember I do this drawing every year, and I remember how it was, but I don't know, it's so powerful, but it's so peaceful. So I think I'm done. I can work on it later and make it even more pretty, but overall, I think this is it. That's how our Lionsgate looks this year.